All right, Warriors. Happy Monday, 5/10/2021. Is it 5/10? Let me just make sure. Yep, 5/10. I'm Coach JB, the top health and mindset coach in the world. And what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. Now, I'm going to share with you guys, if you're new to the academy, I'm going to be doing these on a weekly basis, taking you through my portfolio. Even if there is not a change, that is no change, right? To explain to you why there won't be a change, but there is a change in my portfolio, and I'm going to explain to you in detail what I'm doing. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You should always come up with your own strategies. We're just giving you tools and resources to think about the crypto space from a fundamental perspective so that you can build a solid strategy to not only get into the crypto space and make great money, but also diversify so you can build generational wealth. Okay, so let's talk about the emotional, where we're at right now. I feel like we're in euphoria. We're there, Warriors. You can feel it. I think we moved up into euphoria, so we really have to pay attention to the pullbacks. I still believe in my paradigm that it's going to be September, October, but that's why I have a very strict exit plan. With a strict exit plan, you don't have to worry about it being May, June, July, August, it doesn't matter. If you have a plan, you exit based on price points. That's really important to understand. Okay, so let me walk you through the addition to my portfolio. So everything's the same right now, but I add SHIB. You're like, what the heck? Did you add a lot of SHIB? Here's what I did. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I did. So I missed the first Dogecoin initial pump, right? So Kev had been talking to me that I think that was when it was like 6 zeros, 0.00000, right? 6 zeros. Kev told me to get into it. I didn't. I FOMO'd in when it did its first pump, and I still made a great amount on Dogecoin. What I did with my Dogecoin profits, the same thing I'm going to do with SHIB. As soon as I hit my initial investment in Dogecoin, I cashed out. Now my Dogecoin is all house money now. So with my Dogecoin, every time it goes up, I take a little bit out, and I've been putting it into ETH to accumulate more ETH. Now when I saw, remember, it's buy the rumors, sell the news. When I saw Elon Musk post SHIB, looking for a SHIB dog, I immediately activated, started diving down into it, understood that it's a meme coin to go against Dogecoin. Now remember, Dogecoin was to go against Bitcoin. SHIB is to go against Dogecoin. There's something going on here, Warriors. There is something going on. And knowing that it was getting listed on these exchanges, or not, I didn't know that it was coming up on that day to be listed on crypto.com and now Binance. So what I did was I bought in a good amount of SHIB. I'm not telling you to do this, but I'm very disciplined, Warriors. You got to understand. I have money sitting on the sidelines. Now, this is my initial investment. If this was the value of my portfolio, it would look completely different. VET would be way up here. CRO would be way up here. ADA would be way up here. ETH would be way up here. Does that make sense? So this is my initial investment. So you're going to see SHIB kind of high because when I initially came into the marketplace, I had much smaller investments because my portfolio's gone up, 10 times? Well, more than that. Holy cow. It's gone up dramatically over the past year and a half, right? Specifically last year. Okay. So all these coins right here is the initial investment. So I put a good amount into SHIB. Now here's what I did. This morning when I woke up, I don't play games with my money. As soon as I saw I had doubled the amount of money I put in, I immediately cashed out that money, took out my initial investment, and I put it right into CRO. That's exactly what I did. I'm telling you put it right into CRO just to sit there in a holding tank right now. Ethereum was pumping at the same time, so I didn't want to buy into Ethereum while it was pumping. CRO was down, so I took my SHIB profits, my initial investment, and I put it right into CRO. My goal is to get a massive amount of CRO. Just in my paradigm, I feel it's a sleeping giant. It's super undervalued right now. It's on Tikatori's 5 coins to 5 millions. It's just, I go by my sacral and my gut. I'm not telling you what to do, but I took my SHIB initial investment, put it right into CRO. Now think about this, Warriors. I'm sitting on a fat stack of SHIB, all house money. That's discipline. It's not even my money anymore. It's the house's money just sitting there. Think about that, Warriors. If it goes to 1 penny, we'll be millionaires. 1 penny, and I'm on all house money. That's what discipline does, Warriors. You can watch it go up, you can watch it go down, but what people do is the lack of discipline would say, oh, it's going to go up even more, it's going to go up even more. So when I sent you guys that message this morning, think about what you thought about. You're like, well, you know what? I put in 300, I have 600 now, I'm just going to hold it. Well, now your 600 is now 580, and then it's 490, right? So you should always get your initial investment out. That's just what I do, Warriors, because I'm all house. My whole portfolio is almost 100% house money. I think if I did the math, it's 100% house money. Think about that. Everything I'm invested in, building generational wealth, is all. If I walked into a casino and I put $1,000 down, I won 2,000. I put 1,000 back in my pocket. I'm playing on house money now. So now it's a great time. If my crypto portfolio crashes to zero, there's no loss for me. Does that make sense, Warriors? So yes, I got into SHIB, but remember, I'm not a big pump and dump person, but I also have built my portfolio to where I have money that I can invest in stuff like this, about 10% of my portfolio. Okay, so now I'm truly exercising what I said I was going to do. Stock portfolio hasn't changed at all. I'm not playing stock market, just sitting on these stocks right here. Silver, just put an order in for more silver. I don't know what's going on. I'm waiting for my confirmation so I can send that check. So I'm going to buy some more silver. And then exit targets, pretty much the same, except I got to add on SHIB, which will be probably just, once it hits to a penny, freaking cash out half of it and change the world. Okay, so here's my short-term moves. Weekly, accumulate VET and CRO. I've been just stacking VeChain and CRO. I'm going to watch SHIB like a hawk, and I'm going to make moves into ETH, ADA, CRO, and VeChain. Okay, so as it moons, I'm going to be taking profits to a certain, I don't want to share how much I have, but I have a lot. So I have a lot of SHIB, and you guys do too, but I have a very, it could be life-changing if it goes to a penny. Literally life-changing, right? So I missed a Dogecoin. I wasn't going to miss this one, but I'm still a fundamental investor. So I'm taking the SHIB profits. I'm going to go into ETH, ADA, CRO, and VET. Why am I doing that? Ethereum is going to change the world. ADA is going to change the world. CRO is one of the easiest apps to use. I've told you guys my paradigm on that. And then VeChain is real-world solve supply chain management. These are all things that are going to be here after regulation. XRP, why am I not mentioning that? My bags are packed in XRP, Warriors. My bags are packed in XLM. Those are just set it and forget it. Still doing my exit strategy of 50%. Okay, if SHIB moons, if it goes to the moon to 1 cent, Warriors, I am going to buy a Bitcoin. So I will buy 1 Bitcoin as a store of value. Depending, if it goes to a penny, I may buy a couple Bitcoins. But I'm just going to hold that as just a piece of gold, just so you know. So I'm not big on Bitcoin. I'm just being honest with you guys. The plan can change as you grow. I'm going to buy a Bitcoin or 2 if it moons to 1 cent. So just to recap, weekly accumulating VET and CR. This is without the SHIB. I'm dollar cost averaging. Watch SHIB like a hawk and make moves, ETH, ADA, CRO, and VeChain. And if SHIB moves, I'll buy 1 Bitcoin as a store of value. Let's see what else. Long term, you guys know, hold 50% long term, exit 50% by October using my 50% exit strategy, buying silver, staking DAI at 10%, putting money on the sidelines for bear market and pullback. Now, let me talk to you about my strategy. If you want to hang out for just a moment, I'll share with you what I'm going to be doing. So this could be an evolving thing. I was going to get into real estate, but I feel like in my paradigm right now, it's probably not the right time to get into real estate. Number one, it's very hard to get inventory, right? So as the portfolio, I do my 50% exit strategy. I'm buying silver. I'm going to be staking at 10%. And then what I'll be doing is I'm going to be getting DeFi loans as I get a little bit closer to my portfolio explosion, right? And I want to start buying companies. So the reason why is I want to build a tax shelter. Why would I buy companies? Companies that are already built out, buying equity in the company, or looking for people who are starting companies, but being very selective on the companies that I'm investing in. So think about it, Warriors. If you own 6, 7, 8, 10 companies, right, and you have K1s coming from all these companies, now a K1 is how the company performed. For example, I got a little break last year because our 3T fitness business, the physical part, took a loss, right? So that came off my earned income and saved me quite a bit in taxes. So it's about building that tax shelter, right? Having legit businesses, though, legit businesses. One of the things I really want to get into is Turo. I was thinking about doing supercars, but we had a client by Divine Direction, Warrior client that had came here and rented a car, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was like a Mazda Miata. It's a brand new Mazda Miata. I looked it up. You can get them for about $27,000, $30,000 convertible. Nice car. Rented it for $600 for a couple days. I'm like, interesting. So if I could take $100,000, buy a couple Mazda Miatas, right? Insurance would be a lot less. It's a fun car to drive, a little bit cheaper to rent on Turo, right? Cheaper probably to insure. And you can create that residual income. My point behind this, Warriors, is The Richest Man in Babylon. I need you to read the book Richest Man in Babylon and Think and Grow Rich. Every time you get money, you need to put that money, so it's the money, then it has a brother or sister. It needs to multiply itself. So every time I bring in profits, silver, right? Silver is a hedge against inflation. It's going to go up and down the market, but it's undervalued, so I anticipate it'll go up. Staking a DAI at 10%, that's residual income. The 10% is residual income off your money. Going into Turo, if you have multiple cars being rented out, that's residual income coming in, right? buying companies or buying stake in companies. You should be getting dividend checks from that. And then buying stocks. We're going to be bringing our CFO more full-time in here. He's really good at understanding dividends and stocks and having constant income coming from multiple sources on a continuous basis. I've been saying that for 9 years, and now it finally has come clear to where we're going. I'll be out of cash almost 100%. I'll be basically, if you look at it, my salary from a job or a career would be very low, but my residual income from all my investments will be really high. Does that make sense? So it'll be to the point where by the time I'm 55, 10 years from now, I will just have money coming from all different angles. I'll never have to work a day in my life. So creating that freedom, right? Not a perfect strategy, but at least it's a game plan, Warriors. You have to have a game plan in order to be wealthy or become rich. You know, all this stuff happening within the marketplace with these pumps and dumps. You know, I was okay getting that, but there's sure as hell not going to be pumping one of these pump and dumps on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube. I don't want to teach people bad habits. I just want to be very clear on that. I don't want to teach people bad habits in this marketplace, Warriors. That's irresponsible. I don't want to go out there and say, oh, buy SHIB, because what happens is people don't have the emotional intelligence or the discipline to get out and take their initial investment. So it would be irresponsible for me to go out there and pump it on my TikTok, pump it on my YouTube. Does that make sense, Warriors? I'm trying to build disciplined activities. You might as well go into the casino if you're just going to play with your money. So yes, I will get into things like SHIB. I'll get into things like Dogecoin, but there's an allocation of my money that goes into that. So if SHIB was to go to zero, I put a large amount in there. But if it was to go to zero, I wouldn't blink. It's allocated. I set the money aside for that. But because I did that, the energy changes. There's no attachment to it. And sure enough, I got my initial investment back. And that one investment could make me a millionaire like that. So I just want you to think about that, Warriors. Do you see how it doesn't matter if you're doing this with $1,000, it's exactly the same. Whether you're doing it with 30,000, I started with 10, built up into, I had to build to that 10 too, Warriors. It wasn't like I just snapped on my fingers and had 10,000. I had 10, then I had 30, then I had 6 figures, and then so on and so forth. And the whole game's going to change within the next 4 months. So no matter what the market's doing, if you have a game plan, you become the market, Warriors. So protect yourself, protect your mind. Oh, you're still there? All right, cool. All right, Warriors, that's all I got to say. Warriors, rise.